on YouTube? Scrammy here, coming at you with some more XP8 action. Now I know it's been quite a while since I did any sort of Sonim video testing, but I thought, hey, let's just start up again and let's do some more testing. So this is the old trusty Sonim here, and as you can see, it has been bleached. Such caustic chemicals have pretty much annihilated this thing. So there's a little plastic covering that goes on here. Well, it got melted away because the chemicals were so nasty. Same thing here, the button gone, the color taken right off. This button here was red. It's not quite red anymore. It's more of a pinkish color, whether you can pick that up on the camera or not. But yeah, this phone has been through the ringer. I mean, just look at this thing. It is bad. But guess what, guys? It still works. It's been through everything. You've seen all my videos. You would know. So without going in more depth and making this drag on longer, this is what we're going to do today. So we have some liquid aluminum. This is going to be stop leak. I've never really actually used this. I bought it for a vehicle that I do not have anymore. And so we're going to basically use my sacrificial Tupperware and we're going to just fill it up and put it in here, and we're going to make sure and see what happens to the Sonim. I don't know if it's going to harden and get in there and destroy the speakers, or if it's just going to get inside. I really don't know, but we're going to leave it in there and just see what happens. Usually I do my tests for an hour. This is going to be a 3-in-1, so we'll see how long we go. But we're going to start with the liquid aluminum. Then we're going to take this test outside, and I've got some hot shot. We've got some Wasp on Hornet Killer here. Now, again, not sure what this is going to do to the phone. I do see on the back it does have a shock hazard, which is interesting because technically phones do give off a little charge when they send and receive data, and this phone is still connected to a network. So maybe it'll explode, maybe it'll burn something up. I really don't know. And then lastly, we want to get it all nice and clean. We're going to take this chrome wheel cleaner. Now, this stuff is usually not so great for, the environment and you yourself. It's got a lot of strong glycolic acid in it, so it should peel away everything, and maybe we'll just see what happens if it gets in there and eats through the speaker membranes and if it kills the phone. I don't really know if that's going to happen, but there's only one way to find out. So without further ado, we're taking the Sonim, and here comes the liquid aluminum. Alright guys, so real quick, Sonim is functioning. We are connected to Wi-Fi right now. Everything seems to be good. Let's just bring up a little Creative Commons song here from YouTube so we can hear. And yes, we do have volume, so that's a plus. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with this liquid aluminum here. Okay, so we know it's working. In the sacrificial Tupperware it goes, and oh man, every part of me says this is not gonna go well. Should I dump the whole thing? Oh, here we go. Wow, that just looks not good. But the Sonim is in there, so we're going to check back in about 15 minutes and see how it goes from there. And for anyone that's curious, it is 1:20 p.m. So 15 minutes, we'll check it and see what happens. Alright guys, here we go. It is well past our 15 minutes here. So we're going to see what this does. Now, this just looks crazy. You can see all the metallic flake in there. Actually looks kind of cool. But 3, 2, 1, and I can see it lit up in there. See if I can get you a little closer, but it's definitely on. Trying to do this without, getting liquid aluminum all over. So yep, we have on. See if I get this glove off real quick. You can see it. It is on inside there, so we are still good to go. Look at that. That just looks pretty cool. And here we go. It is now just after 2 o'clock, so it's actually been about 40 minutes or so since the test started. So now, let's give it another check. And I can see it on in there. Let's pull it out. Oh boy. Look at that. That is just scrumptious looking. Oh man. That looks pretty freaking cool though, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if we can get this cleaned off a little bit better real quick. Oh, yep. That is nice. Okay, so we are good, guys. And so now we're going to go outside and we're going to move on to the next test and see if it handles the hot shot. Here we go. We're now outside. Apologize, it's a little breezy out, but we just did over a half hour in the liquid aluminum and the Sonim still survived. And now we shook up the hot shot and we're gonna spray it and let it submerge into this for a while. Check it in 15 and then another half hour. Look at that. Foaming away. This stuff is kinda nasty. Got to show you, but it's just after 2 o'clock now. So, 15 minutes, we're checking it back out. Alright, here we go. 15-minute check. It's actually been a good bit over 15 minutes. And 2:31, the phone is still on. We are still good to go. So we're going to give it at least another 15 and then move on to the final chemical. And here we go. We're coming up and bam, as you can see, it is just before 3 o'clock. The Sonim has survived the Hornet spray and we're going to move on to the chrome cleaner. And now when all of these tests are done, we will go over the phone just to make sure the functionality is still there and the speakers are still working. So on to the next test. Alright, and here we are. I wiped off the Sonim screen just a bit and she's still on. Doesn't look too bad. The liquid aluminum is definitely stuck in certain parts though, and so I believe that's definitely starting to adversely affect the phone. But we got one more test. So we've got the chrome cleaner, and without further ado, we're going right for it. Oh, this is actually a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be. Dang. Look at that. Get it nice and covered. And yes, the phone is obviously still on. So, another 15 and we'll check it out. We're going to see if maybe this chrome cleaner will get in there and clean off some of that liquid aluminum. But I'm not sure. The screen just popped itself back on. That was a little weird, but we'll see. Alright, in our first 15-minute check, if you can see it, the LED is still on. So, here we go, 3, 2, 1. And bam, 3:27. So it's been closer to 20 minutes, a little over, for this test so far. And it is on. So we're going to give it another 15 and then clean it off and actually go over it. I hope it survives. Alright, real quick, closer look. It appears to be faded even more. I'm not 100%. Maybe my eyes are tricking me, but it didn't look like it was that bad before. And so, yeah, it's definitely doing something. You can still see the liquid aluminum in there. But yeah, I can't wait for this test to be over to actually go over it and see if anything at all actually happens. Time has finally come to conclude all of these tests. And yes, I can see the LED still blinking, so that tells me the phone is still on. The 3, 2, 1. And look at that. The phone is on. So now I'm going to clean it off real quick and we're just going to go over it. Alright, here we go. So, looking at it from the outside, the phone, the chrome cleaner definitely cleaned off a lot of the liquid aluminum, but you can still see there's a good bit of flake action in there. It gives it like a bedazzled look or something. The liquid aluminum definitely stuck in these little crevices just like it said it was going to. It's definitely barred tough in there. But honestly, it doesn't look too bad. It's a little more faded. I feel like it's dried out almost. It's like it pulled some of the moisture or something out of the phone itself. You can see definitely doesn't look good, but you know, it's still on and working in the charging port here. Let's see. Yeah, definitely got stuff in there. It is actually wet right now, so that's interesting. Well, let's just see. It comes alive. Let's see, will a fingerprint scanner work? And that it does. We have functionality. Yes, we do. We have swipe action. The screen still looks pretty dang good. Let's see. Can we bring up the camera? Does the camera work? And let's see. Yes, it does. Perfect. How about video? Yes, we have video. So awesome. Video works. And now let's bring up that song again that I had on before and just see if the speakers work. Boom. And let's try this again. And what do you know? Sounds pretty much identical. There's really nothing different in there. Albeit maybe slightly muffled in the slightest. Now, I'll be curious. I'm actually going to leave this and probably revisit it because all of that liquid aluminum and everything that got in there, I want to give it a few days to dry because I feel like it's going to have even more of an impact. But honestly, the phone took all three of those things as if it was never in them. And I mean, this phone's been in every chemical that you can think of and been smashed and gotten the crap beat out of it, and it still works. Pretty unbelievable.